How do I solve multiple step word problems using unit conversion? In this lesson, you will learn how to solve unit conversion problems in the customary system that uses multiple steps. When we're looking for solving word problems, we really want to ask ourselves two big questions. The first is, how much do I have? And the second is, what am I trying to solve? When we're working with unit conversion problems, essentially what we're trying to solve is how to write one unit, let's say we have fluid ounces, as an equivalent in another unit, let's say quarts. So if we're working with multiple step problems, our end goal is basically to convert units. So we want to ask ourselves before we start, with my original units, how much do I have? And then we want to look at what unit am I trying to convert them into. Once we can answer those first two questions and write that down, then we can get started. So let's check out this problem. It says that Michael runs 2 miles in 25 minutes and then ran another 1.5 miles in another 15. How many yards did Michael run in total? To answer the first question, how much do I have? Look at our problem again. We see that he runs 2 miles here and another 1.5 miles. We also see that he has 25 minutes and another 15 minutes. To figure out how much we have total and to figure out what question we ask, that's the last question, right? How many yards did Michael run in total? So we see we have 2 miles, and he wants to see how many yards he ran in total. We got to sum up how many miles we have first. That's 1.5 miles, which gives us 3.5 miles. We also see there's 25 minutes and 15 minutes, which is 40. But the question is asking how many yards. We don't know how to convert from yards into minutes, but we do know how to convert between yards and miles. So this 40 probably isn't really necessary to help us solve our problem. What we're going to want to do is convert miles into yards. Well, we also know that miles are greater than yards. And so when we're changing from a bigger number to a smaller number, we're going to have to multiply. Based on our table chart, we know that there are 1,760 yards in 1 mile. So to convert, we have to multiply. We have 1,760, the number of yards we have. And actually, let's write this out. How many total miles do we have here? We have 3.5 miles times 1,760 yards per mile. We can set up a standard algorithm, 1,760 times 3.5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry the 3. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 3 is 38. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. Put a 0 here. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 6 is 18. Carry the 1. 3 times 7 is 22. Carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. And we know since we have a decimal here, we're going to add or move the decimal point one spot over, or the sum. Here the decimal point is here, so our decimal is 0 positions over from the right. and 1 position over from the right here. So in our final answer, we're going to move the decimal point 1 spot over, and we're left with 6,160 yards. So how many yards did Michael run in total? He ran 6,160 yards if he had run 2 miles first, and then an additional 1.5 miles to make a total of 3.5 miles. Now it's your turn. Pause and resume this video when you're ready to check your answer. Just know that if you ask yourself first, how much do I have? And then ask yourselves, what am I trying to solve? This will help solve the problem a lot easier. Check and see your units and see how many conversions you might need to make in order to get your final answer. Alright, let's check this out. We see that Corey brings 5 one-gallon jugs of juice to serve during parent night at his school. If the paper cups he is using for drinks can hold 8 fluid ounces, how many drinks can Corey serve for parent night? We first want to ask ourselves, how much do I have? Well, he has 5 one-gallon jugs, which gives us a total of 5 gallons of juice. What we're trying to solve is, if he has cups that are holding 8 fluid ounces, he has to figure out how many drinks can he serve for parent night. There are going to be a couple different conversions we're going to have to make, and this one's pretty difficult, so follow along. We'll start with 5 gallons. We're converting from gallons into fluid ounces. And that's to start. There's one more step that we have to do, but we're going to convert from gallons into fluid ounces. So we're going to have to do a couple steps here because we can't jump from gallons into fluid ounces. What we'll have to change is gallons into quarts, quarts into pints, and pints into cups, and then change that into fluid ounces. So if he has 5 gallons, we're going to have to basically multiply every single time. 5 gallons times 4 quarts to a gallon. That'll get our answer in quarts. That's 20. Times 2 pints in a gallon, which gives us 40 pints. Times 2 cups in a pint is 80. And let's bring that back down here. 80 times 8 for 8 fluid ounces in a cup. It's going to be 640 fluid ounces. Now we're trying to figure out how many drinks or how many cups he can serve. We see that 1 cup he has here is equal to 8 fluid ounces. This is still in fluid ounces. We have to change this back into cups. So really we're going to have to divide this again by 8. And I'm going to just give myself a little bit more room here. 640 divided by 8. 8 goes into 64 8 times. So how many drinks can he serve? We can serve 80. And we'll notice that that's the same number that we had here, because 1 cup at the party holds 8 fluid ounces. That's going to be the exact amount of ounces in 1 measurement of a cup. So this was pretty difficult, but really all it was just taking multiple steps. And from fluid ounces, we went back to cups. So in this lesson, you have learned how to solve multiple step word problems using unit conversions.